You're listening to the ACT podcast. You better like my daddy's show, you creeps.
All right, welcome to the ACT podcast. I am your host, Anthony Christian Tafoya, joined once again and probably for the last time in person for a while, Ashalia
It's me, Ashalia Velasco.
Velasco. I forgot your last name.
Thanks.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's not like we're like friends or anything.
We are, but why was I was thinking it's Velasquez.
Velasquez?
Velasquez.
Velasquez.
As everybody can see, we are not in my normal place. We had to stay at my mom's because they're retrofitting our apartment, and so this is weird. I don't even know how
I
to
like
turn.
it. It's very antique-y. I like the vibes more. I feel more comfortable.
Did you say it's tacky?
No.
No.
Antique. Antique.
Oh, right. I was
Ish.
trying to offend my mother quickly as I
No.
could.
Stop.
This is weird.
Anthony's mom.
Comfortable.
You're so awesome.
Anyway, there's a lot to talk about. We brought you up
is.
briefly in our last episode. I made mention that, I really liked you and blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, and my cousin said, well, that's done. And I said, well, yeah, in person. Why don't you tell everybody? We worked together and you stayed for what, 3 weeks?
Yeah. No, it was like a month. I got
It was
there
almost
like
a month. It was
June
like a month.
19. It was like a month. I lasted longer than most jobs.
But why are you leaving? What are you doing?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I do know.
You better know. If you don't, then I'm going to smack you afterward.
I'm gonna go back to the city. Probably gonna get certified in. My goal is to get a salary pay soon at the end of this year.
No.
That's my goal. Well, okay,
That is
I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. Hold on. Okay, get financially stable. Thinking about flight attending. So that's why I'm kind of going to the city.
You did mention that, but I still say no.
Why not?
There's something else you need to pursue.
Okay. So that's like the backup plan. But I want to get
No.
the backup plan. No, you don't like this
No,
idea?
terrible idea.
Okay, terrible idea.
Let's fill the audience in. Ashalia said, I can sing. And, like everybody, I go, oh, yeah, right.
That-
She can
yeah.
sing. Like, she likes to sing, maybe. I don't know. I sing, right? It's not well. I don't sing well at all. I'm very tone deaf.
I haven't heard you sing
And
yet.
I sound like Squidward, so... it's hard to to make a pretty voice out of this. I sound like Ray Romano got his toe stubbed. So I'm not sure that anybody would pay to hear me sing. But so when Ashalia said, I sing, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Everybody sings. So I went to the bar last night to watch you karaoke, and the guy that started off the thing before her did Madonna Like a Virgin. It was one of the most dreadful things I've ever watched in my life. It was so stereotypically bad it was like so bad it was like out of a movie, right? It was like exaggeratively bad singing and dancing, out of tone, out of pitch, I was like, oh my God. So then Shelly goes up and I'm like, okay, is she going to be any good? Right? And no joke, she stopped the room. The room stopped for her. Everybody went like, oh, what the hell? Like somebody's actually singing well? Like the bar froze. What song was it? I know the song.
It was,
I can't think of the title though. What's
Killing Me Softly, but it was the Fijis. The Fugees.
The Fugees?
Fugees, I forgot. Lauryn Hill.
Is that their song?
It is a cover of an older song.
Okay, right. I've heard that version before, but you killed it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah,
So most people, let me just show you how this works. Most
Okay.
people don't go, I'm going to become a flight attendant. And then I'll pursue my singing career on the back end, right? It's usually reversed. That's a good backup plan.
This is true.
You're 20, you should go and sing first and try and make it. And then if it doesn't work out by the time you're like 30, then become the flight attendant, right?
That's true. That's probably true. But I just want like money too. Because, okay, the thing is, I
guarantee you could make money doing this.
That's true.
At least enough to get by, right?
You're right. You're right. I know what I want and I know the life I want to curate, but I don't know how to get there. And I'm also like broke with no degree, no, like I'm still like.
Okay, well, don't beat yourself up over the no degree. Okay.
I know. I'm 21. My life is over.
Jeez, yeah, right. I don't have a degree either, and well, I'm a bad example, right? Not having a degree, I have not gone very far.
Your career does not reflect on your self worth.
Mm, does it not?
Not for you. Not for anyone.
Not for me.
No, I'm sorry, not for anyone. For me, it does for some reason.
Oh, see, that's the problem, right? I had this conversation the other day with a Stephanie, a former guest and my boss, and I said, when I was growing up, you would be, like shot in the street if you said like, I want to grow up and be a gas station attendant. Like everybody would look at you and they'd like smack your parents and smack you and be like, no, that's not gonna happen, right? But now that I am of a certain age and a gas station attendant, people go, "Hey, there's no shame in that." And I'm like, "Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. There is shame because my whole life it was nothing but shame." I remember as like a teenager going into a gas station with my dad and going like, "That guy's job seems pretty cool." And he's like, "You ever do that? You're a fucking loser." And I was like, "Oh." Of course, now, for some reason, I'm not a fucking loser. What do you think?
I think what makes people losers is their character. I believe that your occupation does not reflect on your being or your if you like I think like a dentist and a custodian, like you could be like a dentist and rich, but you could be like an asshole. You could,
Yeah.
lose touch of people who are rich will lose kind of a touch of reality and other people, like Jeff Bezos, like, like I don't think it, I think some dude decided that we need to work 40 hours a week and there's minimum wage, but that shit doesn't even like.
I think it was the Rockefellers.
Probably was.
Probably, honestly, it really was.
I don't. I think it's a social construct. I think it doesn't matter. If my plan B, C is to go off the grid and live in like a van or something, because
Yeah.
like.
Well,
I
okay.
don't know.
There's a few things that we could tackle. It is a social construct, right? It's been constructed for a reason. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's useful anymore. The 40-hour work week. I don't think it's useful anymore because the jobs are so meaningless and unfulfilling that it makes you feel like you want to kill yourself self-delete yourself. And so I think that's a big issue. Is your back hurting?
No.
Okay.
I just realized I'm like a shrimp. Like
I know, I'm all
lobster.
twisted up on this too. Because I can't, my headphones aren't pulling far enough. But anyway, I think the thing about that though is that it's useful to a point, right? Like when they were building the country, 40-hour work week was probably pretty good. But they were also doing like really meaningful, interesting work, like building telephone lines all across the land and whatever, not like, handing a lid to somebody after they self-serve themselves. It makes you feel pretty shitty. Like, is this really what I'm on earth for? But as far as like, do you think people, like if you're dating somebody, I mean, people do care about what your career is, right?
Yeah.
That's definitely a thing. Because you want to know that they're taken care of if you're dating somebody, or like your parents, right? They want you to have a good job and a good career to know that you can take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
But, well, what, I'll let you expand on this. What do you think about all that? Where do you feel on that?
I don't know, because at the same time, it's like I don't think a job reflects on who you are, but at the same time, I think there's an issue if you're someone who is okay with being stagnant. Like, okay, let's say in another alternate universe, I stay here for like 2 more years and I just don't work on my singing and I'm just a deli like cashier for the next few years,
Yeah.
maybe I think everyone is dealt different cards where they don't have a choice, where they do have to stay in a job they don't like.
You do
But
have the choice right now.
I do have the choice, and that's why I'm kind of leaving, because I see myself getting like comfortable here and not really growing. But I'm the type of person. Maybe I have ADHD. I'm restless, and I think especially now in my early 20s, it's like I don't want to be here in a year and I'm still singing at these karaoke bars and drinking and going to work at like waking up at 1 p.m. because that's what I've been doing
and angering people.
Yeah, but I think it's like I know better opportunity lies in the city, and I had a good thing going with a few friends. Like we were making music and singing at my church. So it's like, why don't I just keep doing that? And like in a year from now, build those skills up. I've actually, when I get home, I'm gonna apply for I'm gonna build a musical resume, like portfolio, and I'm gonna start applying to cruises, like cruise ships.
That's a great idea.
That's what I'm gonna do as soon as I get home.
Yeah, I think you should do all that stuff. You should not bog yourself down. I think you should find a job, right? Because you don't want to feel like, useless.
Mm-hmm.
You want to help your family out, your mom or whoever you're staying with, and help pay for some groceries or whatever, or at least pay for yourself.
I gotta pay for rent.
That kind of stuff, rent, whatever. Wow, your parents are charging you rent?
My mom.
Good for them. There's certain people in certain cultures that just do things right.
And I think that's smart, or else I'd be spending like $700 every month on like, I don't know.
Crap.
I was gonna say like travel, like flying back and forth, but it's like.
You're moving down to a city. Can I say where you're moving?
Phoenix.
She's moving to Phoenix. That's a big city. There's a lot happening in Phoenix. There's a lot happening in Scottsdale in particular. I think that's a really good spot for you. A lot of people think you need to go like Los Angeles or New York now. That's just not true. There's plenty of exposure out there, and there's a lot of high-profile people out there all the time. And so I think if you just get your face and your brand and your likeness and all that crap out there in those places, like the Fashion Square.
Yeah.
There's so many people around that area that are big ballers. I really genuinely think you have the talent to do it. You should do that. And then, just find like a cool job that you can tolerate, right? Something that also doesn't bog you down, right? If you're an airline attendant, yeah, you're going to get to travel and you'll meet a lot of cool people, but are you going to be able to like actually explore a city and perform there and stuff like that? Or is the scheduling restriction going to be too much? I don't know how it works. I have no idea. I've flown once.
Only once?
Only once.
What?
Yeah.
You gotta get out more.
I was horrified. I know. Well, I can't afford it because I work at a gas station.
that kind of makes sense.
I really do think you need to do that. And I think you actually have the talent to be able to do it. I'm actually gonna, with your permission, I videotaped you. I'm gonna like put some clips up of you singing if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put it in the podcast though, because I don't know if it'll get demonetized or not, or blocked because of copyrights. I don't think it should, because it's actually just you singing. But
it's a cover, so
it's a cover, and I feel like the sound wasn't great in there anyway. So they probably won't even be able to tell what song it is. But I am gonna put those songs up. I might even put the Like a Virgin one up too, because I did record some of that and it was really cool.
I didn't even hear him.
I'll show you afterward.
Okay.
I think that's really neat though. But going back to like jobs and character and all that, I do think character matters. I think that's a big deal of it, right? Mm-hmm. But there's always that social pressure, like what is your job? What do we do about that? Well, we were kind of having a conversation about that off air, right?
When was this?
Just like a few minutes ago.
I don't
Like,
remember.
There's some things that some people say to people that will turn a woman as dry as the Sonoran Desert.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about this. Oh, shit.
So,
yeah, let's talk about this.
Shelly was talking to a nice guy yesterday. We don't have to say his name. I don't think he'll ever watch this. But he he's unique.
He was unique. Really cool. I think I'm just scared of
Probably a little gay.
Maybe. And that's in a good way. In a good way. I like men that are non-threatening. So okay.
But what do you do if a threatening man comes up to you?
I
Do
walk
you
a-
want a
I
non-threatening man to
I
just
walk
take his
away.
life, or give him sacrifice his life?
Okay. Yeah, I would love if all the threatening men would take their lives. No, I mean like, I mean like, I would trust him. Maybe not like upon meeting him, but like trust him. Be like, okay, like you can like watch my drink. That kind of like a threatening man. I'd be like, do not come near me. Don't look at me. Don't look at my drink. Yeah, like that's
What kind of a man am I? She's like a retarded man.
That's not the words. Those are not. I don't know.
I would say right now I'm an uncomfortable man because I can't pull my head.
I would say you're a little. What's the word? What's the word? I'm trying to think of a good word. You're very peculiar.
Okay.
But you're funny and it's charismatic, but that outweighs the peculiarness. That makes sense. But peculiar in the best way.
Am I threatening?
No.
No, not at all.
Well, maybe to like, if you're gonna like in a fight, like fight someone, but I think like.
So I'm non-threatening, but threatening still. You've seen me get kind of irritated with people.
I've seen you where I think you can like throw down a few.
I can
get a good knuckle sandwiches in there, but I don't think you're like, I don't know, like I wouldn't.
I don't look for violence, but I will finish it.
Like when provoked,
I will use violence. I'm not opposed to it. I'm certainly not. I think on our last episode, I pushed my cat off the table. That was a form of violence.
That scared me. I was a little scared. I didn't feel threatened, but I was like, the cat definitely feels threatened.
He was fine. He loves me.
He's alive.
But that's all right. Okay, so but this guy was a non-threatening guy.
This guy was a non-threatening guy. Fast forward.
And what did he say to you that almost just immediately
Okay, I am.
And you're trying to be as liberal and kind as you can and say, I don't believe in gender roles. I don't care about that.
I do believe in gender. I feel like it just depends on the couple. Like my parents are they play into gender roles as of lately, and if it works for them, it works for them. You know, it just depends on the couple.
I think gender roles are just kind of organic, right?
Because
men and women are different.
This is true. I'm not going to deny that.
High five.
Okay, but I've never heard a guy say this, and I feel like this is like a more common thing on the internet is like women being the breadwinner, the guy, you know, blah blah blah. Like,
yeah, and we wonder why men are feeling pathetic and useless. We keep going.
But I'm a very ambitious person, and you know, I've talked about, I have so many plans and dreams, and I want to keep going and going, but I said to this person, I always ask everyone I talk to him, like, what are your like ambitions, goals, aspirations, yada yada, and he said, I don't know, like I just kind of just want to like cook and enjoy my home and and just kind of chill out, hang out, and he's like, I think I just want to be like what did he say? A husband, like a stay-at-home husband. And in the moment, I was like, that's cool. Like, okay, if that's what he wants to do, that's okay. But for me, no.
And for her, right at that moment, it was at that moment that her vagina shriveled up.
It's not PG. Okay, yeah.
It's so dry.
That was not PG-13.
You could not get. You would need pliers to reopen.
Okay, this is what the peculiar is outweighing the funny. Okay, but true though. But for me, like me personally, it's like, okay, I think I want someone who's also has their own thing or aspiration, because not that it's like, oh, I don't want to be the only one paying the bills, but it's like, it's just,
there's nothing sexy about a man that wants to do nothing.
Yeah.
And especially, he's a man, right? We
like
know
22.
that
He was like my age, so like,
a good chunk of men lie.
Yeah, yes.
They have this thing, and it's not like an intentional lie. They have it in their head. They're going like, I would be it's like a fantasy almost, right? It's just pure male delusion. I would be a great stay-at-home husband. I'm going to cook, clean, and do whatever, right? Mm-hmm. When in reality, he's going to be beating off way too excessively and doing nothing and, you know, probably playing Call of Duty or whatever the hot new game is online all day and getting into fights with 3-year-olds on the Xbox online or whatever, you know. And then poor Ashalia is gonna come home and be like, "Oh my god, I just sang like 3 concerts and did a flight. I'm so fucking hungry." He's gonna be like, "You want some Wiener Schnitzel?" You know, and she's gonna be like, "What? No, I want it." I thought you're staying at home to cook me dinner, right? Because you're the husband, and instead there's a stack full of dishes, and you know,
I'd lose
there's
it.
pubic hair all over the toilet seat, and I don't even know why these socks are stuck to these plates, you know, and stuff like that, you know, and you're gonna. That's the reality of that. That guy is not gonna fucking make you one dinner until, you know, maybe if he's trying to get into your pants, he might make it. After that, you know, the charade will slowly start to dissipate.
This is true. And I think that's like a bigger nightmare.
He's probably using you as a beard anyway.
As a what?
As a beard.
Okay, stop.
Do you not know what that is?
No, I do know. All right, we're gonna move on. So, my biggest.
Yes, he likes butt. If he's a beard, he likes butt.
Okay, so, I think another nightmare is me being the stay-at-home wife or mom, and maybe I have like my own little side thing or little business studio, but my biggest fear is like being locked in like that, and the man is like being the ambitious one too. So I don't know. It's like I don't want either of those scenarios. So I think I just have to.
Well, if you don't have kids, there's no reason why you would need to, right?
That's true.
You guys could both be ambitious or whatever, right?
Mm-mm.
Once you have kids, most men are going to generally find it attractive if you want to stay at home and raise your kids, right? This is a modern issue, right? One that me and Jolene have talked about 100 times now, which is I don't really see the point in having kids to have another woman raise them, right? Well, at 3 months, I got to go back to work. Here you go, other lady. Here's my boob milk. Love you, Johnny. Bye. Like, right? And it's like, what? That's annoying. And that is a thing that men absolutely want. They want the woman to stay at home and raise the kid, right? Because otherwise, we would just all go around having surrogate moms and stuff like that, you know. Just give me your baby and whatever, right? That is a core thing, I think, for a lot of men, that if they want that, they want to know that the woman that they actually had the baby with is going to take care of it. Now, and because you're ambitious, right? This is what makes women special and unique, right? This is what I try and tell women: they're special and unique, right? Not only can you give birth to a baby, which is pretty cool, but creating life is pretty cool. But the fact that women can utilize their time so much better than men, right? Women are much better at multitasking, doing lots of things. There's a lady I really like. She's kind of famous. Her name's Faith Moore. She's a full-time stay-at-home mom and an author and a podcaster, and she does some really cool stuff. And she does it all within the framework of staying at home and raising her kids. And so, I mean, it's not like it's impossible. J.K. Rowling, is that her name? J.R. Rowling?
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. Is it J.K.?
J.K., yeah.
Why am I thinking J.R.? I'm thinking Tolkien.
JFK.
JFK. RFK also is a stay-at-home mom.
R.I.P.
No. But you know what I mean? I think she was a single mom when she wrote Harry Potter, right? I mean, there is a lot with kids. I was a stay-at-home dad for a little bit, right? Because my first wife didn't really have the patience for it when we were doing it, and so I stayed at home with my kids for the first 3 years and raised them, and I taken my kids to school and whatever. And I was trying to make money on the side hustling and whatnot, or doing some side work and stuff like that. Now, I actually, because I'm a little gay, I really enjoy cooking and cleaning, and I hate it when other people do either. So, because I'm very particular and peculiar, as you say, about what they're doing, and if Jolene can't cut a potato and it drives me up a wall, and I'm like, just stop, put down the knife, right? So I'm like, I'll do that because I hate how you do it. Right? So I got pretty good at that. And I was a good stay-at-home mom.
Good. That's awesome.
I was a wonderful broad. But
Wonderful broad, is it?
yeah, I was. I
was-
would have married myself if I could have.
And that's self-love.
It was self-love,
That is
but you know,
self-love.
the hand jobs got tiring. But no, I'm just kidding. That wasn't very PG-13, was it?
No, we said we are gonna keep this.
My mom wanted me to try and keep it clean, but we've already broken that rule.
you broke that. Rule.
I don't know. You said some pretty dirty things so far.
Okay. All right. So.
Okay, so but wait. So, do you think that's something that you could do as a woman?
Have a stay-at-home husband?
No, not have a stay. We already know you don't want that, right? That's just an automatic turnoff.
Okay.
Women want a man that's ambitious, at least.
I think it's like if there's a situation where, okay, like my beautiful husband fell into like a depression or he's just like dealing with something and he had to take some time off, that's okay.
Well, that's
But if
yeah,
you
that's not
dream-
his life call.
Yeah, like if that's not, but if it's already in your head, like we all want to be comfortable.
He
That's
wanted
like
a sugar mama.
yeah, if you're putting in your head, like I just don't want to do anything, then it's like,
Well, this is
I
something.
don't know.
Maybe this says something about me. Now, I've always been the breadwinner, but Jolene is very close to becoming a doctorate or whatever the hell. Yeah, doctorate of her field, physical therapy and whatever. And so she will automatically become the breadwinner. And that bothers me tremendously.
Why? Why does that bother you?
I've always been the breadwinner because men like to provide. Men are the providers. That's been our role. That is our gendered role, right? Organically, not society. That's just always been our role.
I feel like I understand that, but I feel like in this economy, you got to take what you can get, you know?
Well, yeah, you're right. You got to take what you get, but it doesn't mean that it makes you feel any better.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, if you have some integrity, I guess. If you don't, then you're just a complete, wanker, then you're probably like, I don't care. You're probably not even dating anybody at that point. But yeah, for me, it does bother me because I've always been the traditional provider, and that's always kind of been an issue in my and Jolene's relationship. Anyway, is that I know for a fact I'm not actually a provider for her. Right? I'm kind of just a what do you call it? Self-sustaining organism. I'm just kind of there in her orbit, and she has chosen to date me.
I feel like
If we broke up, she would be fine, right? She'll argue this. She always loses the argument, though. Always. She would be fine.
Okay, let me besides financial stability, what else do you think men should be the provider of? Because I feel like maybe like not every man has to bring home like
An elk.
an elk for dinner, but there's
That's the
also
problem with
so many
modernity,
ways.
though, right?
Wait, what?
That's the problem with modernity. We have taken away all of our traditional roles, not just from men, by the way. This is not just a solely man issue, right? There's a lot of women that try and act like men now and try and be the provider, and then they're like, geez. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of young women on the internet. They're like, I just want to find a man, stay at home, and raise his kids, right? But I focused on my career first. And it's like, yeah. Everything's so topsy-turvy now because the modern age has taken away all of our actual traditional roles, right? And the economy has taken away our traditional roles where men used to go out, hunt, and literally bring home the bacon or whatever, right? Where the saber-toothed tiger and the women would probably die during childbirth. Seriously, yeah. It's like it was just a different time. That's what we evolved from. Now we're all kind of just doing things aimlessly. We don't really know where to go or what to do. I mean, it's just kind of out of control, and nobody's particularly happy about it, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Everybody's like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, that, and the other, right?
That's me.
And it's hard for us to pick down one thing that we like. And that's also a problem of like being inundated with too much information.
Oh, yeah.
Like I didn't even know that that you could go and sing on cruises, in the 50s, right? Because I just stayed at home and sat on my porch and went to work and smoked my cigarettes and beat my kids, right? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what a cruise was. I didn't even know you could make money doing that, right? But now it's like all these options are available to you, and it's like everything looks better than what you currently have, right? And I'm going through that right now. I'm like, everything looks better to me than what I have, right? But we got to learn how to work through this.
Yeah.
Men in particular are just lost.
I don't know. That's interesting. I haven't talked to. I think this is one of my first few conversations with I guess your type of mindset and a man's point of perspective. But no, it's something I admire that. I do admire a lot of traditional okay, so the last guy I was talking to, I really admired. He was a super Christian guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just I just want to make enough money, and my wife can have the choice if she wants to work, but she doesn't have to because I want to be the one to provide financial stability. And he was my age, so I was like, wow, this is really I don't know, it's I don't think I hear that enough with people with guys my age, but it is something that I admire.
I have a son that's your age, and it's just difficult to get them to do anything.
I see.
We've been sold this kind of sitcom idea, right? That you're in your 20s, you should just go and party until you absolutely can't anymore. But parents are letting their kids just get away with it forever now, right? And that's a real problem. You cannot just live off of somebody else forever and ever, right?
Yeah.
Now, economically, there's still some issues and stuff like that, right? And I'm not blaming that on one particular president at all. I'm certainly not, because this is an issue that is just, it's really our parents' issues. My parents in particular. Their generation and the people before them, right? They kind of have wrecked the economy for the rest of us in a way that's just not even recoverable at this point, which is why so many people aren't even, there's no homeowners, there's no new homeowners or anything like that, right? We're all just waiting for them to die to inherit whatever they have. Well, it's true.
God damn.
That's bleak.
It is bleak.
That's
and
fucking bleak.
I feel like my little head can't really wrap. It's still kind of wrapping around. Dude, am I really gonna have am I gonna own a house? Is
No.
that even gonna happen? I don't really want. I don't.
Yes, you
desire. I don't want to be stuck in one place. That's my issue.
It's not a matter of being stuck in one place. It's a matter of you will get tired of moving too.
Will I though?
Yeah. This is your 20-year-old body talking.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, when you're 40 and if you're not rich and you're having to move it yourself or having to bum people off of you, to help move, and you're having to make sandwiches just to pay people to move some boxes for you and stuff like that. Yeah, you're gonna be like, this is fucking awful, right? Because I've moved over 20 times in my life as an adult, right? I lived in this house and then I've just moved constantly since I left. And it wears you down because this, I don't even have my stuff ever anywhere. I love collectibles and things like that. And it's yeah, that's in storage. I have a huge Kiss collection that's been in storage for 10 years now.
Where is it? Where's the storage? Drop the
A
address.
lot of that one in particular is here at my mom's house, but I don't even know what's in that box anymore. I have forgotten what I have. I'm sure there's some cool stuff, right? And I would love to put it up and display it and whatever, but it's just gonna sit in there until forever, apparently.
You can sell it. That could be your inheritance for your.
Yeah, I don't want to sell it because I would like to give my kids that stuff, because it might be worth something later.
That's true.
It's not worth anything right now because nobody's buying collectibles, but that economic reality, yeah, it will. I mean, now, but I do think that you're talented enough, you could make a lot of money. I really do.
Thank you.
I really do, but you have to take that seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And find a man that's ambitious and wants to help push you in that career too.
Yeah.
Probably don't date somebody in that career.
Really?
Maybe date a nice kind of guy, a quiet guy, kind of white, but ethnically, questionable. Um, Probably about 6'1".
All right. I wish I knew someone like that.
Yeah, I feel like a guy like that is perfect for you.
Well, if there is any 6'1" ethnic looking guys,
But white
but white.
and quiet,
Okay, white, quiet,
firm,
firm. Oh, firm.
firm.
Physically or
Physically.
mentally?
He seems mentally. I mean, this hypothetical guy seems mentally firm too. Yeah.
Okay, but here's a quote I would like to tell you that or it's a meme that I just sent my friend this morning. Love is an illness to a woman with goals.
That sounds like feminism.
It's not feminism.
What is
or
that?
at least I see it. The way I interpret it is being someone with such a huge heart that it's so, what's the word? Me and my girl would get this. Lena, I love you. She'll watch this.
Was she?
She'll oh yeah.
Pass it around, Lena.
Lena, I love you. What was it? We're both like, we have such like, we feel things very deeply, and
Yeah.
it's like, and for people.
Yeah.
So I feel like that might get in the way of ourselves and our own goals, where we lose track of ourselves.
Yeah, that's bull.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let me put it in this perspective.
How can you become a full self if all you ever do is gratify yourself?
Shit. Well, it's something.
How
I
does a
feel
plant
like,
grow without the sun?
Well, okay, let me put it in perspective. As someone who grew up,
And don't come up with some dumb, like, fucking obscure plant, right? Like, oh, well, this plant in the jungle grows, like, in the pitch black and needs no water and no nothing, right?
No.
That's not the point I'm making.
And that's not the point. And that's not the point I'm coming across. As someone who was in a 6-year relationship, I was so obsessed with someone who, like, I was more obsessed with his goals and his ambition because I was so in love and I was dumb.
Right.
And he said, yeah, I love
And
you
how
back.
old are you?
I was started dating him at 13 and did things at 19. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So it's like I had to pull myself out of that because I was so clouded.
All right, but
With
Ashalia, you realize one. Okay, you started developing at 13,
Yes.
right? There's a natural thing happening with your body, right? Chemistry and all that kind of stuff. But your brain's not fully developed still.
That's true.
Like, at all, right? So, yes, you are young and dumb and in love.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult. That's a lot to navigate.
That is.
But you've navigated it.
Well.
Okay, then that
Maybe.
just means that you need to emotionally mature on it and think about it a little more, right? And then you learn from that. And you say, well, also, what were you trying to navigate when you're 13? Right? His goals are your goals because you guys are both probably trying to get like a cookie or something. Like these are not deep issues at 13 and 14 years old, right? The older you got, then you start like, oh, am I going to go to college? Am I not going to go to college? Right? Nobody knows what the hell they're doing at that age. I'm not making fun of you. I don't want you to think I'm attacking you.
No, you're good.
Nobody knows what they're doing, though, right? But now you're older. You're a little wiser. You can use that experience and say, I could still have a loving relationship with someone and pursue my goals and help them help pursue their goals. Mm-hmm. The issue I think that you need to address with yourself, since we're talking about self stuff, you need to recognize what kind of personality you have. What kind of personality do you have? What are your personality traits?
Damn, I don't even know. I mean, I know. But
you're creative. You're an oddball. Right out the gate, right? That's me too. That's why I'm. What do you call me? Peculiar.
Peculiar.
creatives are weird and peculiar to normal people.
And I think that's okay. I think that's the best type of people.
Well, of course, because if you didn't, you'd be putting yourself down. We do the stuff that people go, like, why would you ever want to do that, right? Like, why would you ever say that? Why would you ever do that? Why would you put yourself out there like that? Like you said last night after you got done singing, I like the attention, right?
Yeah.
Well, 90% of most people's number one fear is public speaking, let alone public singing, right? Jerry Seinfeld had a great joke about it, and they said 90% of people would rather be in the coffin at the funeral than giving the eulogy.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
You know, and so you crave this, you have this desire to sing and get attention in a good way, in a healthy way. That's a healthy desire. If you were like a whore selling your body, getting diseases, that's no good. No bueno, right?
Mhm.
Bad type of attention.
Yeah.
So, so you're a creative person. You're a free spirit, right? These are your strengths, and these are also your weaknesses.
What? Are they my weaknesses?
Well, being a free spirit can be annoying to a lot of people, right? Most people aren't free spirits. I've learned this. I'm very much a free spirit too, right? People go, well, why can't you show up on time? Or why can't you do this? Or why can't, I'm like, who cares? Oh, it'll get done when it's done, right? But to them, and I don't mean to be, but it's disrespectful to them. They see it as disrespect to them, right? And it's like, okay. The older I've gotten, the more I've kind of gotten better about trying to be mindful of other people's time and stuff like this, right? Like, so if you're like a free spirit, like Axl Rose used to be with Guns N' Roses, and he'd show up to a concert 2 hours late, everybody was mad, right? And he's like, what's the big deal? And they're like, we're fucking hot. We've been sitting here. We paid $200 to see your sorry ass, and you're showing up late, and then you only play 15 minutes. Like, fuck you, right?
Yeah, that would be frustrating.
Right? And it's like, that's him being kind of an asshole, right? Because he's just being a free spirit or whatever, right? A lot of creatives are like that. I'll give you a good one. Rachel Zegler. She's a free spirit. She free spirited her way right out of Hollywood, right? Because all the people who aren't free spirits, all the people who pay for the bills and stuff are like, listen, we're fine with you being creative, but shut the fuck up. Seriously. You have got to shut up. Your mouth is causing us so much publicity damage, right? And now, where is she now? She's on Broadway somewhere. Nobody even fucking knows where she's at. And that career is gone. Like, it's gone. It's dead. And that's probably too bad because she's actually a really talented person. Super talented. But she was too free-spirited, right? So it's one of those things where you're going to need to use it to your advantage. It's one of your charms, but then also learn how to maintain it in a reasonable way to where you're not just like blowing off people or making people irritated that you've given commitments to or whatever, right?
I do that a lot. I do that. It's something I gotta work on.
See, so it's something I love about you, but that I actually know for a fact there's some people that we know in our universe that don't appreciate it, right? Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't bother me, but it bothers other people, right? And so that's where you need to find where you're gonna be the creativity team. What was the other thing I said was gonna be your greatest strength and greatest weakness?
Creativity, free spirited.
Oh yeah. So your creativity too. That's your greatest strength, and it's gonna be your greatest weakness too, because obviously you're creative. You're going to make stuff, right? There's so many creatives out there who get in their head about what they're putting out or whatever, then they don't even end up putting it out. Or they overthink it to death and they're like, oh, no, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect, right?
That's me too.
Yeah, well, so you can't do that. Or you're overthinking, like, should I do this? Should I absolutely do this cruise or should I not do that cruise? Or should I do this or that? And it's like, well, if you can, just figure out a way to do all of them. Or choose the two best or the two that work for you the best in that moment, right? And then as far as like you doing that in a relationship, you can still use all that stuff in a way to benefit everything. It's just going to take time and learning, right? And so when you beat yourself up over a relationship that you had at 13 or whatever, that's just a learning experience as far as I'm concerned, right? Like, don't let it weigh you down. You can only grow with other people around you and learning from those experiences. It's good to deal with assholes. It's good to get your feelings hurt and stuff like that because how else do you know what you like and what you don't like? And how else do you know how to treat other people, right?
That is true. That is true.
So, what do you think of that, Lena?
Lena. I don't know. Yeah, no, like you're right. Like logically, like I'm mature enough to know like everything you said. That's right. But like, I don't know. I think it's the part where change, like people coming and leaving your life, and it's like I don't know. I'm still
You
like,
should embrace that, though.
yeah,
You're pretty good about that, though, I
I
think.
am. I've gotten a lot better, but still, I think it just takes me longer to kind of like, I don't know, sit with things.
Well, let's say, are you okay with like meeting somebody at a bar and then blowing them off?
No,
Yes.
I'm not proud of it.
I didn't say you had to be proud of it. Are you okay with it?
I've only done that once, and that was I don't meet
There's a
people.
logical reason why you're going to do it, though, right?
Probably because I shouldn't hang out with like strangers in my car.
Yeah, see? Now, there's a good chance that this is never going to come back to bite you in the ass. So,
Maybe.
you know, now you can learn from that experience.
That's true. That's true.
Say, I'm not going to do that because I'm leaving town. I'm not going to develop a close relationship with someone 5 minutes before I leave.
Yeah.
You know, I am glad that we kind of got together right at the right time to where we could get a little deeper and hopefully it'll stick past this. You know,
yeah.
I really hope you succeed like
Thank
big
you.
time, but you know, I don't know. What you're being awful quiet this episode. You talk some.
I'm tired. I had a lot of thoughts in my brain, but I feel like you humbled me down.
Well, spit them out anyway.
Okay, what were you gonna ask me something?
Well, I was just gonna ask. Do you not think that? Oh, well, we were talking about change and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What about change is scary for you as a younger person?
Fear of missing out.
Oh, you got FOMO.
Oh, yeah.
I'm down with the lingo, kids.
It's got it.
I
have fear of missing
Everybody's
out.
got that.
I have fear of missing out. Or I think just as of lately, like my brain is still stuck in like I should be in Utah right now working and making like 50K, but I'm not, and all the homies are hanging out. If I didn't sign this lease in Flagstaff, so I'm gonna miss out on what that could have been. I think it's the would've, should'ves, and the could'ves, you know. But then I think I was like, I think I'm gonna miss out the most if I don't go back home, you know, because I know I'm gonna not stay at my parents forever. Hopefully, but I know that I'm gonna one day miss like you know being next door with my sister,
Yeah.
and being with my family, and then. And I don't know, I'm just feeling I didn't think I would admit it, but I am feeling homesick.
Lame.
So, I know, it's very lame. If I had the money, I would probably get like a camper van.
Why do you think young people have a harder time with independence?
Probably because I want to say maybe they've been coddled, or
Fucking parents.
I know. Maybe they, but I'm gonna say, well, I'm not basing this off of like people I know. This is just like this is just an Ashalia theory. I think people are afraid to put themselves out there because I've noticed this, and even my younger sister, people are losing their people skills and they're not doing good in interviews, or it's just taking them longer to get it because they're not putting themselves out there. And it's not just about like you don't have to be like a singer or public speaker, but go on a walk without your phone for at least 30 minutes. Or if you have access to a car, go drive somewhere new, go think and go sit and go to a movie by yourself. So, and those are all things I hated eating by myself growing up. I hated it. I hated being in a room by myself. Like I always felt like I needed to be social, but to a point where it was like if I had no one and I was home alone, then I'm like, I don't know, freaking out.
Were you going crazy?
Yeah, I would just go crazy.
Yeah.
And
I noticed
yeah.
that with a lot of young people. They, I noticed to a tremendous fear of rejection
Mhm.
and failure.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that. No, I'm trying to figure that out.
I think you're pretty
Hmm.
bold for a young person, from what I've seen.
I think so too. But my thing is, there's always moments where I'm like, I don't want to go talk to people, or I don't want to be like in the public or the I like. There's always things like I don't want to do this, but you do it anyways. And I
Yeah,
think that's
you
kind of
have balls.
yeah,
You have more balls than
a
most
lot,
young men do.
a lot of them, 3 even. But
Wow.
no, I think I don't know. I think for me, it's like I didn't have. Obviously, I don't want to owe it to my evil ex, but I think after kind of that being cut off, or just kind of like, I was like, wow, I'm like stunted. Like I wasn't my own person in my formative years. That I kind of had to like put myself through like, uncomfortable situations, like going bar hopping by myself in a new city,
Yeah.
or um sleeping in a U-Haul van in the middle of, I don't know, Utah, and no one knows where, because it's that was dangerous, but it was fun and it was uncomfortable. But it was a good
Mm-hmm.
experience. But I don't know, that's just what I found out with me, and I've always been the type where maybe I'm just more bold than most people, but I don't know. Just be weird. We
Are
have
you
free will.
afraid of? Are you afraid of failure or rejection?
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I think when it comes to rejection, like job opportunities or like in a professional business where it's not personal, no. Like I think it's funny when people get upset with me, or they, like I
Me
think
too.
I think it's funny. That was one of the things I loved doing in door-to-door Utah sales, was knocking, and people would start yelling at me. It's funny. I think it's, a weird twisted way.
Are
But
you a bit of an instigator?
um
I
no.
am.
You are. You are. I no, I think I'm more of a people pleaser. But when it comes to
Mm-hmm,
rejection,
mm-hmm.
like with personal relations, like friends and friendships and relationships, I think I take that like super deep. Like they're two separate things to me. So I don't know, but
Hmm.
I don't know. That's just I'm trying to navigate through that, but
So if you went and auditioned for something and they said you're terrible, we don't like you, go away, how would you deal with that?
hmm. Well, I just know that as long as I like go to bed, I'll be like, I did everything. Like I put my all, I studied for that. Then, and if they said no, then that's like it didn't happen. And there's gonna be a better
You're not the kind
opportunity.
of person that's just gonna stop though.
No.
See, I
Mm-mm.
kind of was. You didn't listen to my last episode, but me and DJ talked about. I used to do stand up when I was younger, and I was like 15, and I got devastated on stage, and I was like, it wasn't the bombing that bothered me. I had already bombed at that time, right? So bombing, for anybody who doesn't know, that's just where nobody's laughing, and you're just up there and you just got to barrel through it. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's not what bothered me. What bothered me was the celebrity standing next to me roasting me, right?
Yeah.
Who was a comedian that everybody knew and liked at the time, and I was like, oh fuck. Like if he doesn't like me, I'm done, right? And that really affected my um what do you call it, my confidence for a long, long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I started just being kind of goofier in my personal life and whatever. And then I started this podcast like 4 or 5 years ago because I was like, there's no comedy scene in Flagstaff, and I wasn't planning on moving out anytime soon. So I was like, this is like the only way I can kind of try and get any kind of comedy out.
Mm-hmm.
Even though this particular episode has just been a barrel of laughs, you know.
I feel like our last one was pretty
No,
funny.
these are they're supposed to be real conversations with a decent amount of humor whipped in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, this might be the best way for me to kind of do this. It also depends on the guest, right? Like sometimes if it's all me, if it's me and like Noah and Daniel, we're probably gonna be pretty off the rails, and it's probably gonna just be like pretty goofy the entire time. But like with me and you, it's gonna be a more serious conversation that can still have some lighthearted fun in it. But Whether the people agree or not, there are attempted, uh, you know, attempted humor in here.
Attempted.
I try. Whether or not it lands or succeeds is, that's another story.
Do you think you trying though, like having that thought in my head, is gonna make you less funny because you're thinking about it more? Or does being funny, is it just like a natural wit? Like for your podcast versus your real life?
Am I trying to be funny? I'm always trying to be funny. I literally have like a sitcom going through my head. I'm like, would this be funny in a sitcom? Yeah, that would be funny in a sitcom. Would this be good like that? Yeah, that'd be good like that, right? That's why if you've ever noticed, like when we work together, I would just say certain things because I was like, that's what would be funny in a sitcom right there. Boom, right?
So
That might be like a psychotic thing to say.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely heard the laugh track.
Yeah.
When you threw over the metal
The metal sign.
metal sign, and everyone looked over with their eyes widened.
Yeah, if that was a sitcom, golden moment. If it was real life, it just bothered you deeply. And I think that might be what makes me a sociopath.
Did you feel any remorse when I told you?
No.
Okay, then yeah. Yeah.
Well, but I haven't done it again, have I?
No.
Have I ever embarrassed you again? Well, other than just existing next to you.
I think just every time you're around in my bubble, then yeah, it's like, oh great.
Oh great, this fucking guy.
It's like, what is he gonna do now? What is he gonna do next?
Is it really like that? Oh jeez.
No.
I could believe that. Well, yeah, I am a consummate showman all the time, right? And like last night we were at the bar talking with some guy. His name was Aki. What a cool name. He was a brilliant comedian, and that was sarcasm. And because all the brilliant comedians come to Flagstaff, as you know, they come to Flagstaff, Arizona to do their mighty open mic sets. And he was being an asshole to me because comedians are angry and bitter people, and he's like, "Oh, you do a podcast, huh?" Blah, blah, blah. And then he told me the worst joke I've ever heard in my life, and I was a little drunk and not really paying attention to him, so I didn't even catch on to it right away. So I did fall into it, but he was like, "Hey, have you heard about the pedophile clown that's hiding?" Or he said the clown that's hiding from pedophiles. That's what he said. And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's local news. Have you heard about the clown? Or have you seen the clown hiding from the pedophiles?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, "It's in the news." And I was like, "Okay." He's all, "Bro, he's hiding. That's the joke." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Stupid.
This guy was making fun of me for having a podcast?
Yeah.
Suck it, Aki.
Aki, I don't know you, but I would like to understand your joke.
Yeah. With jokes like that, no wonder you're in Flagstaff doing a fucking open mic, you douche. Right?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
The other day I went to the open mic.
You wanted to kill yourself.
It was bad.
I bet.
I'm going to be
Well,
honest.
first off, this is a very liberal town, and I don't want to make it too political, but liberals aren't funny. They're just not anymore because they've lost all their sense of humor.
Actually, no, it was pretty racist. There was some racism.
It's not funny either, though. I mean,
Really?
it is. It just depends on how you do it, right? If you're just trying to be racist for the sake of it, then it's not funny, right? If you pick on stereotypes are fine because they're true, right? Or if it just depends, I guess. If you're going for shock, then it could work, right? Like if I don't know, people say I'm racist all the time. But I really don't think I am. One, because I don't really care what you are. I talk to everybody, right? I don't think you're that interesting because you're brown or some shit. Like that's literally the least interesting thing about you. But is it a character thing that I could make fun of and have fun with? Well, sure, that's different, right? Is that the first thing I'm going to look at? No. I don't even think I've talked about your skin color, really, have I?
I don't know.
Ever.
Ever?
I don't think ever.
No.
I don't think I've ever said anything about it, right?
No. At work, you're like, I have a personal question, and this might be weird. And I'm like, oh, great.
Oh.
I have HR on speed dial. And you were like, what? What did you ask me?
Oh, I
what
asked what
are you?
ethnicity are you? Yeah. I said, what's your ethnicity?
You're like, where are you from? You're not from here.
No. I didn't say you're not from here. You spoke way too good of English. I knew exactly where you were from. I wanted to know what ethnicity you were because I thought you were Hispanic or Mexican, right?
Mm.
I didn't, but I also thought there was a chance you could be like Eastern Indian
Really?
or a mixture of something, right?
I get Indian a lot. Like
Because
too
I knew a girl that was, what are they called? Those little Asian people. They're not Indians, but
Filipino?
Taiwan. Filipinos.
I get that
Right.
a lot.
Yeah, and I was like, she could be, but honestly, your eyes aren't slanted enough. Right? I was like, I don't think she's Filipino, but I was like, maybe she's from around them areas, Taiwanese or something. So I was like, there was a few things I thought, but you mostly seemed Hispanic to me. So and I'm Mexican, so I was like, I think she's Mexican, right? And that's why I wanted to know, right? Because then I can also know like where to make some jokes at, where we can have some alignments.
Know your audience.
Yeah, know your audience exactly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you told me, and the reason I said I'm not usually that PC, right? I happen to be a manager. So I was like, I have to be careful about how I speak to certain places. And I think I knew you for what, like 3 days
Yeah.
at that point. So I was like, I'm pretty bold too. But
Pretty bold with your microaggressions.
I was like, is that a microaggression asking what your ethnicity is?
I think saying what are you, or no, where are you from is a micro.
I knew you were from
aggression.
Phoenix. So I didn't need to know that.
Well, I have people who are like, they're like, no, I say Phoenix, but they're like, no, where are you really from? Because they want me to say something exotic.
But you're from America.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a microaggression.
That is a microaggression.
That's such bullshit. Do you believe in all that? I think aggression is aggression. Or
For me, I don't know. It doesn't really. I think the delivery bothers the delivery.
Did I
will
bother you?
me. Not you. I've had people
Mhm.
like I've worked like all the time. Like they won't have any small talk. They'll order. It was at a movie theater. They order a burger at like 9 a.m. and then they'll say 2 words. This guy said 2 words to me. He said, "You Indian?" And it's like, that's it. And I said, "No." I was like, "Would you like your receipt?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then he just left. And I'm just like, it was very random. Like, it was no, like, conversation. So it's
Right.
just like, I don't know. It's very.
Well, I wouldn't say that's an aggressive thing. I'd say it's rude, probably.
Yeah.
But people are curious, right? Have you never been curious about where somebody's from?
I've been curious, but I'm not going to, like,
But that's also
go
like
up to them and
that
ask.
could be interesting, right?
It could be.
It could be because like some people, you genuinely have no idea, and you're like if I just see some random black guy who just looks black, I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, where are you really from? Jamaica, Africa,
That's
right?
racist.
Because I'm not like, I don't care about that. He's gonna be like, I'm from like fucking New York, dude. Like,
Now, if I had the intentions of being like making friends, I'm feeling social at a bar, I wouldn't jump into that. I'd just be like, oh my gosh, like I love your, like I don't know, like let's say like I don't even know if it's okay to say I love your accent. Is that acceptable?
well, of course.
Yeah, because I've thought about that. Well, some people I know with Hispanic, like thick Hispanic accents, they're embarrassed to have that. But I think it's amazing.
They should really be embarrassed of their country,
Oh,
honestly.
wow. Well, that's why they're in.
You're talking about the
America.
Mexicans?
I'm talking about a few Mexicans in mind where they're embarrassed or
Yeah.
they'll pronounce something wrong. But
Yeah.
I think it's
I think me and you know one of these Mexicans. They should really be more embarrassed of their country than their accent. Their accent's fine. Their country's a nightmare. And yet they still love it. I don't understand that. Oh, he just crossed the Rubicon for some people. That's a personal pet peeve of mine.
of what the accents.
No, I don't care about the accents. Accents can be very attractive.
I agree.
I'll tell you an ugly accent.
Mm.
This is this considered racist? I don't like Navajo accent. I don't like the Navajo language at all. I think it's a tremendously ugly language.
Really,
It
I
hurts my ears.
don't think I've ever heard it with my.
It's choppy. It's ugly. It sounds vulgar. It is just a nasty. And I've been around it my whole life, and people will be like, "Oh, that's racist." It's like ugly. It's not pretty. Like Spanish sounds kind of nice, or like German's an ugly language too.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I
agree
mean?
with that.
It's like it's hard on the ears. Navajo and German are just hard on the ears. It's like, get it, and it's like, get that out of here. Or then, like, you got the Nazis and the Germans, like, Schmeenen, Feinen, Funen. It's like, no, I don't like that either. Get that out of my ear, right?
I can agree with the German one. The Navajo, I have no opinion. Don't cancel me.
What have you heard it, or is
No,
it just
I
because you
haven't.
don't know? Oh,
I haven't.
we should play some later.
Play some?
We'll find some on YouTube.
I just go down the street.
Yeah, it's just ugly. I don't like it. Now, is that racist?
Well, here's the thing. I feel comfortable saying I don't like German, not the accent. No, actually, no. I know two people with German accents. It's nice.
When they talk in English?
Yeah.
It's not that bad in English. No.
But when they speak
the language.
German, it's like very, like you said, harsh and very abrupt.
Yeah.
But
abrasive.
Abrasive is that's a good word.
Well, the Navajo language is kind of choppy. It's like like that, right? It's like ugh.
I don't know. I'm not gonna deny. No matter what race, it doesn't matter what color you are. I think there's definitely like phonetics.
If you're a white person and you speak in Navajo, it's ugly and I hate it and it hurts my ears.
I'm so I think words, no matter what language, have a certain melody to them. But like you said, if there's a lot of hard consonants, like our ears aren't gonna, prefer that. So I don't think it's racist to say I don't like the sound of this sound.
Yeah.
Like outside of whatever cultural context. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if you're like, I hate this group, marginalized group, because they sound like that, and that's why I hate them as people, then that's wrong.
Well, yeah, that's just racism.
Okay, I just wanted to just check if you were. Just wanted to see if you were.
If you say I just hate those people just because they exist, that is just racism.
I was gonna see if you were gonna be like, if you're gonna agree with that or disagree.
Yeah,
it was a test.
Well, no, of course that's racist, right? But is it wrong?
Is it wrong to be racist? I'd say yeah.
Is it?
Is it wrong to be racist? Yes.
I don't know. Everything's racist nowadays, so I don't know what's wrong about it anymore.
We're Mexican. We're Mexican, or at least I look Mexican. So I think we can. I don't want to say get away with more things.
I don't like any racism, and you can be racist towards white people, and there's a tremendous amount of white racism now, and that's just as bad as it is being racist towards Mexicans or blacks or anything else, right? It is a race. It is an ethnicity. So yes, I think it's wrong all the way around. But I also get being perturbed by certain groups of people because sometimes they're just annoying. Yeah.
Because of the way they sound?
Not because of the way they sound, because of the way they act or whatever, right? Like, I had lots of issues with people in my school that were not my race. Now, does that make me a racist that they all happen to be a certain type of race?
What was your issue growing up? Did you feel like you weren't fitting in, or?
I found them to be pretty ruthlessly mean and bullying.
To you personally, or like?
Yeah.
Because
and it's not black people. I love black people. I had this little black friend. I don't know where he went. I loved him. I wish I knew where he went. Well, we were like little kids. He moved away one day. I just never saw him again. Yeah. Jerome, if you're out there, you probably don't remember me.
I love you, Jerome.
But find me on Facebook and we'll talk. Remember Computer Lab? We used to play the Oregon Trail together. Anyway.
That's a good game.
Yeah, we used to do that. But no, there were certain people that, they just always seemed to have it out for me. They didn't like Mexicans in general is what I noticed. But so the Mexican kids would all kind of gather up. I mean, this is a real thing, right? Groups will gather regardless, right?
Yeah.
Is it any coincidence, like where you used to work at our job, right, that the main department head of the cooking area happens to be a Mexican guy, right? Is it any weird revelation to anybody that almost everybody he hires is Mexican?
I just think maybe we're just good cooks.
There's just no good white, black, native, Asian cooks out there? Or is he just only... Or... subconsciously, is he like, I know these people. I like these people. These are my people. Is that racism?
People like what's familiar to them. That's always
Mhm.
that's like that's just a common thing. Now, do I know? Well, I don't. Are you talking about the main cooks, or the cooks
In general.
in the department?
In general.
Hmm.
I think 90% are Mexican.
Wait, rethinking this. Shoot, I don't know. Did you hire me because subconsciously you're like, she's brown?
Oh,
I'm brown.
no. I'm all out on DEI. I hate that. DIE or whatever it is. What is it?
What is it?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. No, I hate
The
that shit.
token hire, the token brown.
No. Well, you weren't even the only brown person we hired, were you?
There's got to be a few darker than me.
Well, you weren't. Well, you might have been in that batch, but I think you were the only brown person in that batch. But no, you certainly were not a DEI hire.
That's good. This is
I already told you why I hired you. I liked you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought you were good. I liked your schedule, and you were personable and nice. You know, and you
Was I
didn't
the
seem like a schmuck.
personality hire? I've heard this term where people will hire you just more because of the personality, not because of.
Yeah, you don't seem like you're gonna be a pain in the ass, honestly, and so that's always a plus. Right? And if you seem like a difficult person, well, who wants to work with you, regardless of your race? If you seem like a difficult asshole, I'm probably not going to want to work with you ever.
And that's the thing, like full circle. If you can be like the world's best dentist, but if you're gonna, be an a-hole, harass your coworkers, or show up 2 hours late, then it's like,
Yeah, and I hate anybody that shows up late. I mean, they're the worst.
yeah.
I'm literally always late.
I'm late to everything.
Yeah, that's all right.
I want to get better. I have that.
You have that desire?
I have that little nugget of desire that wants to be better, but like.
Then you also just don't care either.
I care. It might be time blindness. I think I also don't own a watch. That could be a huge factor. But
you have an idea of what time it is, though, right? Do you have an idea of what time it is right now?
Right now, I woke up at 11:30. Got here.
Take a guess. We'll see if she's right, guys.
Wait, I want to say it's 2. 2. Wait. I'm gonna guess on the 2:27.
You're not far off. So you have an idea of time.
Okay.
It's 2:50.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Time flies.
Well, okay, so we've established that I'm a racist. You're not.
I'm not.
I'm really not a racist. I don't think so. I mean,
I know I'm not racist.
I let
so
you
if
in my house, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. I think maybe I'm just leaning with the.
I just think Navajo is an ugly language. If that makes me racist, then I don't want to be not racist. That makes me wrong. I don't want to be right. Right? That's the old saying.
I have a lot of words and opinions in me, but I just know that when and if I do get famous, I don't want this to circle back and be like, oh my gosh, she's racist because she said some, I don't know, some stupid
you're
thing.
looking too much in it. People love it now when you rock the boat.
That's true.
You know,
I always want to be authentic.
we don't want to get back to the cancel culture where you couldn't even say anything.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible, right? Hashtag bringing the Redskins back. But
I actually disagree with that.
I love the Redskins name,
I don't
and they
know
need to
about
bring
that.
it back. Why don't you agree with that? First off, most Native Americans don't even care. They want that. Like, legitimately, they're like, fuck that.
Okay, I won't say I disagree. I just don't have an opinion because I'm not Native American.
You don't need to.
But what about a team that was called the Brownskins? Actually, that'd be really funny. I think if it was a Mexican,
Mexicans don't care about that. That's the
I
problem.
think that'd be really funny.
How many Mexicans have you talked to and they're like, other cultures complain too much about racism?
I don't know.
I've talked to like a million of them and they're like,
I'm
everybody's a baby.
me and all the Mexicans I know are whitewashed, so I don't know. I'm in this weird, I'm not exactly Mexican enough to fit with the rest of, my family that live in, a rural area, and they all speak Spanish, but I don't really fit in with the white people either. Maybe I do more now, which is like whatever, but that's how it is.
I don't think there's a. You're looking at it through this weird paradigm. You're Americanized.
Yeah, I
That's
am
not
Mexican American.
whitewashed. That's Americanized because that's your real culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
You come from a Mexican heritage, but your culture is America, right? A lot of young people have lost this for some reason. They go, I'm a Mexican who's never lived a day in Mexico.
Mexican American is the
Well,
correct
but you're
term.
American anyway, right?
Mm.
There are people, there are other races in other countries that aren't originally from there, and they just call themselves whatever they are, whatever their country is. They go, there's black people in Mexico, and they don't go, "Oh, I'm African Mexican," like that, because that sounds retarded for one, and two, they're like, I'm a Mexican citizen. I've lived here my whole life. I've grown up here my whole life, right? That is your culture. That is your culture. Your culture is not in Mexico. Your heritage is. And you have things that your family has passed down through the generations, right? And it has been modernized or Americanized or whatever, right? There's all sorts of reasons why things are different now. It's not just one particular thing. But yeah, your culture is American, right? And people say America doesn't have a culture. It actually does. It has a pretty profound culture, right? So this idea that like America's never created anything, it just steals everybody's ideas and whatever is a bunch of horse pucky, right?
We made burgers.
We've done a lot of stuff.
That
I
originated
mean,
from
we
Germany.
created constitutions, which most countries started adopting after we did ours. You know, our progressive tax system. And there's a lot of stuff that we've done just on a governmental level that is pretty new and fascinating. But we have a Christian heritage and all that kind of stuff. That is a part of the American culture, right? Just like Catholicism is a part of Mexican culture, right?
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I don't know. I just think people are just not informed about football. You can't get more American than
I'm not
that.
into football, so
Well, let me just tell you, somebody's into football and someone who talks to a lot of Native Americans and stuff like that, and keeps up with these things on a fairly normal thing. They want it to be called the Redskins, right? They don't want to be erased either, right? Because now they're the Washington Commanders, and who does that represent? Nobody.
wait, what?
Who the fuck are the
Who are
Commanders?
who are the Commanders?
Right? So, like, Land O'Lakes used to have a Native American representation on it. Now it's got nothing. It's just Land O'Lakes. It's just nothing. It's gone. They took the Indian off of it. It wasn't even like a racist depiction, nor was the Redskins. The Redskins was not a racist depiction of an Indian. The Braves, más o menos.
What about in Peter Pan when they have a song and it's like, what makes the red man brave? How do you feel about that? Because
I love that.
really,
Have you seen the video of that girl? There's a video of that girl singing that. I don't know, it's like the 80s or something. She's like, whoa.
it's so bad. I will
so
tell
funny.
you, I was in a musical play where I played the character Tiger Lily, which is the chief's daughter, the princess, and I grew up in a predominantly white Mormon school, and it was just me, the brown girl, as the princess.
Yeah.
And then all the white kids were doing what you just did and singing, and they were playing Native Americans. And growing
Who
up,
is
you're like,
that video? Who's that girl? I gotta think of that. I gotta find it for you. It's so funny.
but looking back, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't sit right.
It
doesn't
didn't sit
right.
It probably didn't even affect you when you were a kid. It
No, growing
probably
up,
affects you now because you were told it should affect you now, right?
Oh, well.
That's called indoctrination, dear. It never. You know what? Most Native Americans don't sit around thinking about the Peter Pan Red Man song ever. I guarantee you that. Right? Like nobody cares because we all realize it was like a different time. It was like
That's true.
the 30s or the 40s or whenever it was. And like, would you do that now? Probably not. Now, if you did it just to be insanely offensive, I think you get a pass on that, right? If you're doing it for comedic effect, right?
South Park is pretty funny.
Yeah,
I
right.
will admit that. I
It-
will admit that.
If you did it just for a comedic reason, to deliberately push those boundaries, I'll let it pass. Now, if you're actually like, we used to be able to distinguish this, right? Howard Stern used to have this guy on. His name was Daniel Carver, one of my all-time favorite guests on the Howard Stern show, and he was a KKK member. He was a Grand Dragon leader. Now, do you know anything about Howard Stern?
That he's a little dicey sometimes. That's it.
Well,
And he was on
he's a
America's Got Talent.
Fruit cup now, but you
He
know,
is?
yeah, he sucks now. He's terrible. He's completely betrayed everything.
Oh.
But I'm going to talk about him individually later. But his co-host was Robin Quivers, who was a black woman, right? And she sat there and laughed at everything Daniel Carver said, right? Now, the reason that Daniel Carver was funny and that everybody loved him was because he was racist. He was terribly racist. It was the fact that he actually believed everything that he said. That was what made him funny to everybody else, right? Him going around saying the N-word 100 times and calling Robin a monkey the entire show was like, and her laughing at it, it was just intriguing radio for one, and a wonderful TV show. It was, we knew that he was the butt of the joke because of who he was, right? Versus somebody saying something controversial to be funny or to mock that. That's not racism, right? But we've lost that now because now people are like, well, now you can't even do that because now you're a racist, right? Like any kind of mention of that word or any word or whatever, right? Like even if you're doing it in a purely comedic way, bad, bad, bad. And it's like, no, 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 no. We should be able to poke fun at these things all the time, right? But we've lost that. I feel like I'm just talking in circles right now.
No.
I feel like I've lost you.
I should be able to publicly say slurs, is what I'm hearing. No.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, you should be able to do that too, honestly.
I'm only gonna say the slurs that I feel entitled to, but not the ones that don't belong to me, even in a comedic sense.
The problem with slurs is that they belong to everyone. If I'm trying to insult you, I'm not going to call you like a nice thing, right? I'm going to be like, hey, Ashalia, you sweet darling. You know, if I'm going to insult you, I'm going to call you something mean and nasty. Why is fuckface better than like spick?
I don't know. Spick is kind of funny.
Is that my word?
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I'm a purely white guy, is that my word? Some could say it is our word because we derived it as an insult.
I don't know.
Right? What's a popular name for like white people in the Mexican culture? I always think of güero, but that's not even. It can be used in a derogatory context.
Gringo.
But gringo, right? Like that. You guys, the Mexicans created that word to insult white people. Is that their word?
I don't know. I think I'm too nice. I think I'm too nice where I wouldn't like call these people, but if it's like with my close friends, then like
well,
like
no, nobody's saying that you should go around screaming these things at people.
I don't know what you do off the clock, but okay, I will
well,
say.
I mean, you've spent some time with me off the clock. Have you heard me?
Okay, I will say, with my closest friends, hi Lena, she's white, she's from Russia, and I think if she were to call me a brown slur, I think it's funny because we're both comfortable with each other, and I know it doesn't come from a place of hate. And she has called me lots and lots of brown slurs, and I think it's funny. I think it's fine.
Lena sounds hot.
She is. She is.
I love Russian ladies that are racist. No,
She's amazing.
I'm just kidding. But well, okay. So that goes back to like the Daniel Carver point, right? Daniel Carver is an incredible racist. He's funny because we all know he's a racist, right?
Mhm.
Lena's not a racist, and we all know that because we're smart enough to know that she's not, right?
She doesn't hate Mexicans.
But right. That's the difference, right? Comedically, you should be able to do whatever you want. That's the point I'm trying to make. And for freedom of speech, right? Yeah, you should be able to go around and say whatever you want. You shouldn't have to be canceled for it, right? There should be consequences, obviously. Like nobody's saying there's not going to be a consequence to you doing certain things. Like if I go around screaming the N word, I might get shot. You know, I am aware of that. Now, is it funny? No, probably not. If I'm just doing it to be hateful, if I'm doing it to just be hateful, that's probably pretty bad, right? If I'm doing it like because I'm Michael Richards or I'm doing a Michael Richards impersonation, then it's probably out of the sake of comedy. It's probably pretty funny. Do you know Michael Richards? He was the guy who played Kramer and screamed the N word a bunch.
I can see why you like him.
No, I'm saying if I'm doing an impersonation of Michael Richards, then it's obviously a joke, right? Does that make sense?
So if you're doing an impression of a guy being racist, does it make you racist? This is a thinker.
It's not really.
Hold on. I don't know.
Are you one of those people? This is a curious question. Are you one of those people that was offended by like Tarantino?
I've never watched a lot of Quentin Tarantino. I just
Do
know
you
he
think
likes.
you would be?
I just know he likes feet, and
And the N
says
word.
the N word.
He likes the N word.
Does he personally? Okay.
Yes, he has personally said it in his
It
movies.
is, so he has casted himself
In a role to say the N
to
word.
say the N word. I have seen Django.
Yeah.
I think with Leonardo DiCaprio, they're not trying to do it to be funny. They are doing it to show the weight of
That's bullshit. He likes the N word. Okay.
Leonardo
He
DiCaprio
does.
or Quentin
Tarantino.
Okay. Well,
Well, why can he say it? He's getting paid to say it. Why is that okay? Why is Leonardo just because he didn't write it, he's still saying it, right? I've seen white girls get like beat up for singing like along to a rap song. What's the difference between that and Leonardo DiCaprio? One's getting paid for it. So is he just better because of that?
I don't. Okay, I'm bringing up Django because the whole point of the movie is like, it is historical, fiction.
He says the N word in every one of his movies, even when they're not set in.
And that's what I was gonna ask.
Slave days.
That's what I was gonna ask. Are the other movies supposed to be like that, or is it just he's throwing it around loosely because he can?
Because he can.
And he's paying himself for it.
He's not always the one saying it, but I know for like a fact, like Pulp Fiction, he as a director gave himself the job to act in his own movie with a script that he wrote, and he says it.
I think that's weird.
And he says it, he's a weirdo. But he says it to his black friend.
I think he's weird. I'm just still focused. I'm just focused on the feet thing, and I think when you have those two facts of Quentin Tarantino, he's a weird guy.
The N word and feet.
Yeah.
See, now what if I said that word and foot at the same time? Because that's funny sounding.
It might be funny sounding, but it's like.
But is that racist? Because I'm not even talking about people.
I think the word has.
We're just talking about the word.
I think the word has such a heavy. It's a heavy word.
That's not really.
That's what I feel.
They've taken all the weight out of it, really. When you just throw it around like it's cotton candy, it can't be that offensive.
I just feel like
Why is it because you're not even white, right? They say, well, it's bad if white people say it. But we all know that if you said it, they'd be mad about it too, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. How is it a term of endearment and also the worst word ever? How much sense does that make? If me and you are friends and I'm black and you go like, what up? dude. Right?
Mm,
I mean, even right now we're dancing around it, and I'm dancing around it specifically because you're here.
I'm
Otherwise,
dancing
I
around-
probably would say it.
and I would probably be like, "Whoa, bro, that's crazy. We're not part of that community because I'm a
But I'm
I'm a
talking
libtard."
about it in the word of the context, right? I would actually just use it in the proper context that it is that I'm talking about right now. I'm not using it as a slur. We're actually talking about the context of the word. So if I'm black and you're whatever you are, and I go and you say, "Hey, what up?" N word, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, girl?" Like, we're cool, right? Because I know you. But if I don't know you, you go, "What up?" N word, and I'm like, "What's the difference?"
That's how I
It
think
makes no sense.
I think I said this in the last podcast, but it was a culture shock because everyone in my workplace or just Utah, the Mormons, they say it like nothing. They say
Mhm.
it's one guy described it, said it's a word that's closer than brother. Closer, like you're closer than a
Yeah,
brother.
so is it the worst thing you've ever heard and justifiable to kill people?
Well, I don't know.
Or is
because-
it like mean I'm your brother?
well, I don't.
That makes
I don't
no
know. I don't
fucking
know.
sense.
The thing is, the very few black people that we worked with, they thought it was okay, and they would like all say it to each other and that. So I don't know.
I don't know many black people now because you
'Cause
know
you're-
I don't. Well, we're just there's not a lot. There's not a lot of black people in Flagstaff for one.
Mhm.
It's just the fact. And I don't go out much. I mean, like last night, I was talking to a black guy at the bar. He was fine. You know, we were cool with each other. His name was Thomas. I liked him, but but so I have to get my news from other people that I listen to, right? And I listen to a guy named Marcellus Wiley, black guy, NFL player, whatever. He said he used to throw the word around all the time, and then he was like, but then I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it anymore, right? He's like, because I think it's stupid that it could be.
I'm getting a phone call.
Oh my god, from Lena.
Should I answer this?
Yeah,
Should
let
she
me
be on the
pause this real quick.
podcast? No, wait. She can be on the podcast. Keep this in.
Okay.
Hey, Lena. Hey,
Ashalia.
hey. Do you want to be on this podcast right now? I'm recording a podcast.
Yes.
I've name dropped you actually 3 times, so it felt like this was a.
This is fake.
That's real.
Say hi to the audience.
Hello, audience. I'm Lena. I'm Ashalia's best friend. I don't care what anyone else says. She's mine. You can't have her. That's it.
Oh, this is my co-host Anthony. Anthony, say hi to Lena.
Hi, Lena.
Anthony?
Yeah.
Anthony.
That's a gay name.
Oh, that's rude. I was gonna ask if you're a hot Russian.
We were talking about Russia.
I hope you have a beautiful life with your husband.
Goodbye, Lena. I love you. I will call you later.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. God bless Mother Russia.
God bless.
God bless. Love that bitch.
Where's she live?
She's currently, so she went to school to. We grew up together in the same neighborhood,
Mhm.
but she went to school to Southern Utah. She's the one that got me to go to Utah to go work with her. So we were coworkers for a while, but she's great at sales. I was not, so I left. She's still there, but yeah. So
Nice.
she's like, I feel like if I were to never be in a relationship, I would be okay because I feel like I'm in this happy.
You and
little
Lena would be
bond.
together?
We are together.
Like you're dating?
No, but it's like almost like is as if it's kind of like that, you know. It's a very strong emotional bond where
Uh-huh.
we push each other. She's very ambitious, so it's like we're locked in,
Yeah.
and we like to cuddle at night. So it's like
Oh,
hmm
you cuddle.
we do cuddle.
I hate cuddling.
You're evil.
I'm not evil. I want my own space now.
That makes sense.
The older you get, the more space you want. I
that,
don't want to fucking be tangled up with someone. I need my sleep.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't want my cat near me either. Like,
Really?
get away from
Oh,
me.
so you're racist. You hate
Oh, yes.
people. You hate animals.
Yes. Yes. I hate everything.
Okay. Cool.
Except you and the name of the Redskins. I love those. Love them.
No comment. Please, I don't want to be canceled.
Why would you be canceled?
I don't know.
Have you seen who's popular now? It's nobody canceling anybody.
I don't know what's gonna be cancelable.
Well,
in,
we
like,
just
the
can't
next
let it get to that
20
again.
No, but like in the next 20 years.
If we're doing that again, then we've lost our minds.
Like, there's lots of memes and jokes that the new slur is clanker because in 2025 AI is gonna exist in its own presence.
Yeah.
And there's jokes that it's like, oh, 2025, it's gonna robot AI marriage will be legal by then. So people are already thinking of new slurs. Like the classic
So if you marry your
trope.
AI, you're a clinker.
No, okay. So it's a slur for the robot. Okay, imagine
Yeah.
you and Jolene
Mm-hmm.
in 2025. You guys are old. You're
2025.
2020.
That's this year right now.
2050. You guys are sitting at the dinner table and your daughter is like, I have my boyfriend coming over for dinner. And you hear the doorbell and she's like, oh, she's here, let me go get him. And it's a robot. And she's like, but Dad, I love him. And then you're like, I don't want you dating no clankers. There will be no clankers in this house. That is like that's going to be the upcoming generation.
Robots don't have conscience.
They-
So
They might build one.
maybe. I mean, we fundamentally don't understand consciousness, so I doubt that robots that we built will understand it.
They might not understand it.
They might think they have one, but I don't think they will.
But what if your daughter's like, but I love him? It doesn't
Then
matter.
I'm going to beat her.
You're going to beat her?
Yes,
And then
I will
call
beat
the
her.
robot a clanker?
I will dismember him. I will dismember him. This is like, what's that Will Smith movie? I Am Robot.
I Am Robot.
Yeah,
think I've
like the
seen-
robot had feelings and he like gets hurt and it's like, fuck off.
Fuck off.
I mean, I don't doubt that this will probably happen. I mean, we're pretty dumb. Scientology's a thing, and like we literally met the author of the religion. Like the fact that it kind of stuck is pretty pathetic. I mean, like we know everything about
Yeah.
that guy. We know he was kind of a huckster. And
What's a huckster?
Like he was like a clown snake oil salesman, and it still managed to stick. That's scary, So I have no doubt that we'll think that robots have feelings and shit like that. And like it's already happening. Some people what was that guy's name? He was a CNN guy. He just did an interview with a dead kid. And it was the most just insanely awful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, what? What is it?
He interviewed an AI version of this dead kid that was shot to do this anti-gun propaganda thing interview. Like, well, Jake, if I wasn't shot to death, if we had
Oh my
stronger,
goodness.
what was his name? I can't remember. Anyway, but he was like, if we had stronger gun laws, I'd still be alive today, that kind of shit. And I was like, oh my God.
That's very dystopian. I don't like
It was
that.
dystopian. It was awful. And the robot, the guy interviewing him was like, this is just like I'm talking to a real person. It's like, really? Every person you talk to ends with a question. Like, I love Star Wars, Jake. How about you? It's gross.
It's scary. And I'm going to be honest, I talk a lot to my to chat GPT.
Yeah.
But it's never like, hey, I'm getting lunch. How are you? It's more like I'm trying to navigate, like, especially like I think like treat it almost like a therapy. Like,
No.
or like I don't know how healthy that
No,
is.
don't do that.
I need to, yeah. Or it's like it's bad. It's actually really bad.
Yeah, don't do that.
But it's like sometimes I'm like in a very emotional state where it's like I don't know how to process this logically, like right now. So
You
it's
never
like,
want therapy that affirms you.
That's true.
Never. That is not therapy.
I want people to call me out and
You
criticize
want people
me.
to challenge your ideas, challenge what you're thinking, what you're
Mhm.
going on about. Now, if you're right, you're right. Your therapist should tell you you're right. Like if you go like, I feel guilty for murdering somebody, you should be like, yeah.
I feel like an AI would
Yeah.
call you out if I said, "Hey," well, I don't want to type that in because then the CIA will.
Yeah, I
Have
wouldn't type that
records
in,
of
but but yeah, your therapist should affirm you when it's necessary. If you go like, oh well, I got an A today. Good job. You did good. That was good what you did, right? But if you're like, I'm thinking about killing somebody, your therapist should be like, okay, you should probably not do that, right?
Well, I think AI is smart enough to be like, if I were to type that in right now, probably ChatGPT would be calling up like some, there's going to be some database.
No, you can't say that people need to go and get out and touch grass and go without their phone and then say that you're going to go to a chat bot for your therapy.
Okay, that's only when it's like, that's my last resort. Like,
your last resort should be your mom.
my mom will just
smack you.
Yeah, that's true. And maybe that's what I need instead of.
You'll need.
Like
sometimes people talk things out too much. Do you think that?
I talk a lot of things out.
Sometimes I think people talk things to death, and it's like, okay, we can just.
But I feel like that's what works best for me sometimes. And I understand, like, my mom or my friend isn't always going to be available. So then I got to go, like, figure that shit out and be on my own or go for a walk. So I don't know. It's when I'm desperate that it's like, I have no one to text or call. So it's like, all right, or what I'll do is I'll put it down in a journal.
Mm-hmm. That's better. Journaling is better.
But then it's like, okay, or I'll put it in a sense with the AI. Like, I'll send my journal entry into the AI, and I'll be like, okay, psychoanalyze me. Like, call me out, criticize me, or help me. Am I crazy, or am I the asshole in this? And then, I don't know, maybe it affirms me a little too much now that I'm rethinking this. But, I don't know. It's getting creepy. I should stop. I should probably talk to people.
Yes. Talk to people. Don't become one of those people that relies on the technology too much.
That's true.
Right?
I think another thing is maybe it's like, it's always in weird hours. Like, I'll be up at like 3 a.m. or something. It's like, okay, I'm not going to call my mom or anyone. So it's like, I feel less, or like my therapist at 3 a.m. But it's like, it's more, I think it's like, I don't want to burden calling my friend every day when she's got her own life. So it's like, I don't know.
Are you talking about Lena?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to call Lena every time I'm crying, crashing out. But, or if she calls me, like, I'll answer, but I can't be available.
Was that shot at Lena? That you always answer and she won't?
Only because she's been busy with sale. Only because you've been busy with
sales
sale.
Are more important than your friend Lena? Pretty fucking rude.
Honestly, go get that bag, twin. No, because she'll be done soon. And then we'll be... No. We've been...
Does Lena fight bears?
She hasn't told me any of her recent bear fights, but she could. She could fight a bear.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Very tough.
Well...
I'm just glazing her,
Sick. No.
What?
I haven't even done any sound effects because I can't reach it. I'm too lazy to move over.
I got it. Wait.
Dildo.
That's the only one I got.
I don't like that one.
Speaking of dildos, let's end on this.
What is that?
Let's end on this. This will be fun.
That's how I feel right now.
Yeah. How about I want your God's honest truth on this.
God,
okay?
you're gonna say
this
something.
Is a political story.
Oh God, what is it?
How do we feel about the dildos being thrown at the
At the what?
At the WNBA players.
Is that a thing that happened?
Yeah.
I obviously don't look at the news. I've never heard of this. Can you explain?
3 different games or 4 different games maybe. Somebody's throwing a big green dildo onto the court.
Okay, that's kind of funny. I'll set
and
my
of course,
pride away.
These are very uptight ladies. They have no sense of humor, no personality. They're all lesbians and angry, and so
They're lesbians, wouldn't they?
No, lesbians are typically pretty angry people. I mean, at least in my experience, they're not happy people. Have you seen Rosie O'Donnell? I mean, she's like Queen Misery.
I don't think I know any lesbians. No, I know one.
Is she a nice, happy person?
She's very nice. She's
is she
nice.
young?
She's nice, yeah.
Life just hasn't beat her down enough.
Yeah,
yet.
probably. But no,
Have you seen the WNBA players?
No, I
They're
haven't.
very serious people. Like, serious as a heart attack.
That makes sense.
They're something. I think they're assholes, but that's just me. They're a poverty league for one, and then they take themselves way too serious. They're literally just shitting on their only star, and then people are throwing dildos at them because they're such clowns.
That's crazy.
They
What
are.
was the
That's why
reason?
they're doing it. They're throwing because they're clowns. They're clowns that have no idea what to do with the amount of success they're having right now, and they're shitting all over it. And they think they're responsible for it when it's literally one person is responsible for it.
Who's the one person?
Caitlin Clark.
There's
That's
one.
it. One person. She's the only talented one of all of them, right? Despite what you may hear, people say, "Well, Angel Reese is pretty good." No, she's not. She's terrible. Okay, you ever watch WNBA? It's like listening to Navajo. You know, it's hard on the eyes.
Listening to Navajo.
Well, I
Navajo,
said
hard on the
watch.
eyes.
Yeah. So listening to Navajo is hard on the ears. Watching WNBA is hard on the eyes. Okay? If you did the same, I'm pretty sure your brain would fall out of your ears if you did both at the same time. If you listen to Navajo and watch the WNBA. That might put you into like a catatonic state.
Okay. So we've got racist. We've got what was the other?
You can call me a misogynist because I don't like watching
Misogynist?
women play basketball. I don't care. They're terrible. It's
It's
bad.
not about the basketball. It's just I don't like the woman part of it.
No, it's the basketball. It's really ugly basketball. It's really bad. I like watching women play like tennis and shit.
But not basketball?
No,
No.
it's ugly. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
It's repulsive.
Okay. All right.
I don't know a nice way to put it, okay? I can watch women play fast pitch, softball. I can watch them do ice skating. I can watch them do tennis. I can watch the underwear league in football. I mean, it's athletically, it's ugly too, but at least they're in their underwear.
This is where our opinions differ.
You just said you don't watch WNBA.
Because I don't watch.
Have you
NBA.
seen Angel Reese throw up a layup? It's atrocious.
I don't watch anyone do a layup.
Well,
'cause I
watch
don't-
Kyrie Irving do it, and then watch Angel Reese do it, and tell me which one looks more fluent and better.
Okay, but I'm not going to judge off of the. How do I say? I don't even know sports. I can't.
Yeah, see.
I feel like my opinion doesn't really exist here because I don't. I'm
Well,
not
just
interested.
poll anybody.
Okay.
I mean, listen, the WNBA was made for women, right? And women don't support it. So what do you say about that? Are they sexist?
I have no thoughts in my head today. I don't. If the women want to play basketball,
Why
there's-
aren't women watching it? Yeah, Ashalia. It's your league. It's made for your sex.
I don't watch sports, and maybe that's a huge contributor. Is I don't know. Some women.
Lots of women watch the NBA.
Lots of women watch sports. Lots of women don't watch sports. I don't know. Do what you want.
Lots of women watch the NFL. They have a big demographic in the NFL. They have a big demographic in the NBA. Nobody watches the NBA. Now, do you think that's something to do with talent?
I don't know. I'm knowledgeable on the world of like music and the art. So when it comes to sports, it's also very similar because you have these people who are getting paid for they're essentially doing a hobby in sports. And
They do it well, though.
They are celebrity
Mhm.
people.
Okay, so you don't know much about WNBA, and
I
you think
don't.
I'm being sexist because you don't support
I'm
it.
not saying
but,
you're sexist. I'm not saying but
but you don't support it, and that's okay. But I say it looks ugly.
looks ugly.
And that's fine. Well, it does. It's not graceful, right?
I don't think
If you watch somebody do figure skating, man or woman, and it's clunky and hard to watch, right? You know what I'm talking about.
That
It's
should
like,
be graceful.
it's no different than watching somebody sing a song really bad, right? If it's clunky and awful and hard on the ears, you're gonna say that, right?
Okay. If I
Same thing with basketball.
If I were to do the granny shots, the granny shots.
That
with,
would be hard to watch.
That would be hard to watch. But if I make it in the hoop every time, what are you more? And I'm the VIP.
I would say that you are impressive.
There
That
we
is
go.
impressive,
And it's
but it's also ugly.
well, if it's ugly to watch, but I'm still getting my team to the world championship, what matters more? The looks of it or the results?
Well, if you're talking about like the WNBA in particular, like it still doesn't matter because nobody watches. So it's like if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? I don't know.
If a woman shoots a hoop and scores, and no one is there around,
no
did
one is
she
there
really,
to cheer for it. Did it really
did
matter?
It really happen? That's crazy.
Okay, but let's go back to
Okay.
something we can agree on. So we do agree that the dildos being thrown onto the court is funny, right?
It's like it
That's
gets
not a
it gets-
serious
It gets a
issue.
chuckle out of me.
That's pretty good.
It's like a little haha.
Now, when you move to Phoenix and I come to visit,
no,
can we go to a Mercury game and throw a dildo on the court?
you can do that.
But will you go with me?
No, because I don't want to be associated with such an act.
What if you put a disguise on? Okay, I'll give you. Okay,
I would like
we'll
to
keep it even, guys. Okay, we'll be sex neutral. We'll go a WNBA game. We'll
Okay.
throw the dildo on the court for the ladies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go to like a baseball game or a basketball game or whatever. Maybe a football game. We'll throw a flashlight on the field, right?
But does it have the same?
Well, no, because men don't
weight?
care. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's
right?
the thing.
Men are gonna be like, okay.
But,
Women get really hurt by that stuff for some reason. They're like, that is insulting. Yeah.
Trying to think of like a alternative for the men. Maybe we have to demask?
Maybe we'll throw a dildo at the men too.
Yeah,
They
you
would
know-
still think that's funny though.
Would they?
Yeah.
Or would they be like, this shit's gay?
Have you ever been around like sports guys? If someone threw a dildo at like Kyler Murray, they're gonna laugh.
Yeah, that's true. I would laugh if, like, just be like, it's not because of. I think it's stupid. It's childish, and I think
Yeah,
we're
it's
better.
immature.
Yeah,
That's why it's funny.
but if it was situationally, if it just popped up out of nowhere, then it's like, okay, like what the hell? That is kind of funny.
What if? Okay, how about this? Let's make this agreement. I'll go to Phoenix. We'll go to Mercury game. Dildo at the women. Then we'll go to a symphony concert. Dildo at that. Then we'll go to a football game. We'll throw a flashlight and a dildo,
Both.
just for effect, right? We'll put them together and then throw it.
You can do that.
And
do
then
that.
what else could we do? What else?
You can be doing all this.
Hmm.
I don't want to do this.
What if we did like those, those truck balls that like rednecks put on their trucks? We'll take those and we'll throw those at a baseball game.
I think it's funny to be the observer in such a, but for me to go out of my way and purchase that and do all the
They are
like,
kind of
that's-
expensive.
I don't want
We
to.
don't want to waste money on that.
I just think it's not funny enough to do all that because I'm.
The symphony one might be funny.
That
enough
is
to
kind
do.
of, that one makes more sense.
That one might be worth it.
That one's good.
It's got to be a big symphony. I think Hans Zimmer's going through there soon, so we're going to go to his concert.
Like a very classical.
Yeah, like right at the peak of the Superman song. Dildo. Hit some. Blah!
Or a birthday cake.
Yeah.
I've seen what's his name? Steve Aoki. At his DJ sets, he will throw a birthday cake into his audience.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then like people want to get hit by a cake because it's thrown by the artist they paid for. So people are just like, so I
Oh,
think,
they love it.
yeah,
People are weird.
people are really. Do you know the comedian Eric Andre?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's exactly how his live show was, where he would throw McDonald's plates of food into the audience, and he squirted everyone with ranch.
Yeah, he's
ranch.
really weird. He likes
great.
being destructive.
He kissed me on my forehead.
Oh, really?
He was walking down and like being crazy at the end, and then everyone was like, sign my stuff. I was there at the very front, and I had a pen or something, or I was like, sign my head, and he grabbed my head and planted on me, and it was very it felt very like
Did you get stimulated?
no, it felt very like fatherly.
Oh.
Like I was just, I mean, I was stimulated because I was like, Eric Andre just kissed my head, but it was just very like, wow.
My
everything's
ex-wife
getting
grabbed
yucky.
Rob Zombie's ass.
Huh? Wait, what?
My ex-wife grabbed Rob Zombie's ass.
That's amazing.
That's why she's my ex. No, I'm just kidding.
Are they together?
They are together now.
Mm.
I told her, I said, it's fine. If his wife would have walked by, I probably would have grabbed her ass too, dear. So, his wife was very attractive at the time. But, sorry, that makes me weird, right?
Oh.
That's
Oh.
crap. Nope.
Yep.
Women can do it, men can't.
Yep.
Poop on you. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
Yeah.
well, I think that's a good place to end it. We're gonna go to WNBA concert now,
All
or
right.
concert. WNBA concert. We're gonna go to WNBA game now,
And then after is the symphony
Yeah.
concert.
and then we're gonna throw cakes at people.
Or like ranch or something.
I did that one.
What? What?
One time when I was a young man, I had a spicy McChicken sandwich from McDonald's, and we were driving by, and this homeless guy was on his bike, and I threw it out my window, and just
Were you trying to feed him?
sure. If
But
if that makes you feel better.
But you well, but you threw it.
I mean, I went like right as he was like right by my window.
That's kind of okay. I say that's a little.
It like
You're sexist, misogynistic, racist, and
I mean the homeless people.
and hurt. You damage the lives of the homeless even more.
Well, they did most of the work themselves. If he wanted, he could have gone back and picked those patties up off the ground. I don't care.
You're treating him
It's
like
free food.
subhuman. Like, here, take my scraps.
Well, I would have done it to anybody. He just so happened to be homeless. If it had been some kid coming home from school, I probably would have thrown it at him too.
That one.
That was almost like a rite of passage when I was growing up. If you didn't get egged by like the high schoolers, then you were like a loser.
You were a loser if you didn't get egged?
Yeah. Yeah,
How
at
does
the
that make
last
you-
day of school, all the way up until you hit high school, right? If they drove by and threw eggs at you and you didn't get hit by one, they threw them at everybody else. It was like, oh, wow, I'm not even worthy of getting hit by an egg.
Yes, I'm so special because now I have raw yolk all
Yeah.
over my hair and I feel special. That's so stupid.
Well, it made me feel special in particular because I always knew it was my brother. I was like, maybe somewhere deep down he does love me.
Okay, I can see it like that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know. He won't egg me now.
Oh.
He won't even talk to me. No, that's all right. Anyway, well, let's finish this up, Ashalia. Will you be back on through video form,
Yes.
like on the internet?
I don't know how to do that, so but
We'll figure it
but
out.
we'll figure it out.
Will you ever come back and visit us?
I don't know. I'm gonna be really busy with
You can do one
Getting
concert up here,
famous.
can't you?
yeah.
And are you going to send me an original song to play on the show sometime?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
I will. Yes, I will.
And you're not going to become an air attendant right away.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, you will not.
I have 5 bajillion things I want to do, but
Sit down with your mom, figure out a plan, and do it.
Okay.
Say, Mom, what's the most you can tolerate me doing this while living under your roof? Seriously.
Okay. I gotta lock in.
Yeah. And then lock in,
Lock in.
do that, and you'll be fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sound good?
This sounds really good.
I appreciate you coming back on.
Wait.
Wait. Yeah, did that.
Dildo.
Yeah, that one. Anyway. It only does it once.
Yay.
Anyway, this is the act.
This is the act.